Unfortunately, I've learned that one of the panelists is not going to make it, perhaps, since the beginning of the panel, Ralph Danielski of EPEX. His flight was a bit delayed, but unfortunately, I have to leave for a ministerial committee right after the panel, so we will have to do it now. So let me introduce first Tom Darrell, CEO of Norpool, but also Chairman of the European Power Exchanges, Europex, Association of European Exchanges. Konstantin Konstantinov, CEO of IBEX. And Georg Istvanfi from Market Directors of HUPEX, please. Thank you all for coming. I think Athens is not a difficult city to visit, I hope. So welcome all to Athens. The idea is for the first round of questions, which is going to be the same actually for all of you, concerns the priorities for each exchange, because the idea was that of by answering to what your priorities are for the coming months and year to come. I guess that we're going to cover more or less a lot of the developments that we're going to see in the coming year in 2025 in the European region. So let's start from my right. Tom, the priorities for Norpool. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandros. First of all, it's to your point. It's thanks for having me. It's great to be here, and no, it's not a hassle to go to Athens. It's always good to have a reason to come here. Yeah, what's not a priority is the feeling I have right now. I think all of us feel that there is a high pace of, it's a high pace in our industry, high pace of change. And of course, we are in the middle of an energy transition. This is why we also see that the pace of change is higher than ever. Moving away from flexible generation to more intermittent renewable and clean energies is really putting a strain on the system we used to have, because we need a different system, and we are building different mechanisms into the system to handle this. So I think most of the priorities are derived from that scenario. First of all, intraday, we see a huge growth in intraday volumes. I'm representing Norpool, and we doubled our intraday volumes from 22 to 23, and we are probably going to double the volumes from 23 to 24. So it means that we need a scalable and performant system, and this is one priority. Also, when it comes to intraday, we're also implementing shared order book for the last hour, which is a priority. Secondly, if we look at the market coupling roadmap we have in front of us, we see a lot of things that we need to deliver on in time, in parallel. And then we have the Nordic Flow base go live in 29th of October. We have the 15 minutes MTU for STAC, as we have been discussing, next year. We also are supporting other exchanges with our technology, like BRM in Romania. We have the Hansa CCR coming up. We have new arrangements on the NSL cable between the UK and Norway. Co-optimization is a major project that was mentioned, and also upcoming multi-NEMO arrangements in certain countries. That's the second priority. The third priority is for us as a NEMO to strengthen our pan-European position. We are currently operating the market in 15 countries, and we are supporting 5 other countries. In order for us to be a strong partner for our customers, we would like to have a strong European presence. Nordic and Baltic is our home markets, but we have a strong position in UK, and we also are strengthening our position in continental Europe. So that's a priority for us. We also announced recently that we are launching a financial power market in the Nordic and Baltic with Power Futures going live next year. This is also bringing back liquidity into the financial market, which is really important because it was mentioned by one of the panelists. I think it was Jerome said that we need a well-functioning long-term market also to manage volatilities, to give security for future investments, but also in order to provide products to businesses and consumers which are of a more fixed-priced nature. And finally, that was a long list, sorry for that. But finally, a NEMO is a technology company. And with everything going on, we need the right people and competencies. We need to build the right organization to meet the future requirements. And secondly, from a technology perspective, with all the changes that we are implementing, the same, I'm sure, goes for the TSOs. We need a technology platform that is scalable and agile and efficient. So there is a technology transformation also into this picture.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. You don't have to excuse because, Nord Pool is a 30 years old, right? Exchange, so I guess that a lot of things.
Yeah, we had a 30th anniversary last year, actually.
Okay, 31 then. So I guess that the topics you are following are quite a lot. Congratulations also for the achievements. Konstantin, priorities for IBEX for 2025. Thank you.
Definitely, Nord Pool is probably the other one. Thank you very much, Alex. Good afternoon to everybody. I also would like to thank NEMO committee for having me here this afternoon in this lovely town. Let me first report that together with all NEMOs, of course, we have successfully implemented the intraday auctions. Of course, this top-to-bottom approach for any kind of projects probably is not the best scenario, and according to this we are monitoring very, very poor liquidity on this market segment. But from other point of view, I think that very slowly these intraday auctions will become to have quantities from the current day-ahead daily auctions. Having in mind this, I'd like also to report that we have successfully implemented one new trading system dealing with our bilateral contract segment called TRIP. And according to this, as our main priority, we will be ready in a couple of weeks to start the member test with a new screen to this system for trading guarantees for origin. Unfortunately, we have some delays on this project. We have some domestic issuing body issues because the registration process of our local issuing body to the European one is very, very delayed. But I hope that in a couple of weeks or months, our colleagues will manage to complete this registration process in order to be able for the guarantees of origin issued by the Bulgarian issuing body to be able to be traded in the whole European Union. This will, of course, boost the liquidity on this market. Of course, as a priority, I have to mention the 15 minutes product on the single day-ahead coupling. You know that we have introduced the 15 minutes product on the intraday, but now the day-ahead is on turn. I'd like also to mention that, as Tom said, we are also monitoring a very good liquidity on the intraday market segment. Almost every month, the volumes and the quantities are making records. Probably this robot trading and API connectivity are very good for the market. This is currently. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Konstantin. For fairness, I have to say that IBEX is a 10 years old exchange, right? I assisted at the lovely party you had. Jorge, priorities for Hupex, for which you have to tell the audience how many years you are celebrating.
Yes, actually, thank you very much. First of all, thank you for having me here. It's a very nice location, and well, unfortunately, I am actually not well in my own name able to participate in this panel because I'm not the CEO of Hupex, but I'm just a mere representative. Because of the flood situation in Hungary, our CEO could not make it, so please accept my substitution. Hupex is actually 14 years old now, so next year it's going to be 15 years. Probably there will be some kind of a celebration. We'll see. And well, what I can tell is that in these 14 years, much changed throughout our work. Actually, when we were talking about what happened in the coupling era, actually we started working on within a coupling in 2012, so it's like 12 years ago already. We had quite an easy task if we compare it to what we see now, because it was like just a trilateral coupling with our Slovakian and Czech colleagues. So it was much less stakeholders, only a day-ahead market. So it's an easy task. Now markets are getting more and more complex. We have, of course, much wider scope of coupling. We have also intraday continuous coupled markets throughout Europe. We just introduced the intraday auctions that is adding quite much complexity to this whole thing. And of course, the main topic would be priorities, and I'm not talking right now about that, but I will get to the point that actually our priority as a company, I would say that, of course, on top of what the obligations are as a NEMO, we need to do our obligations and take part in all the projects that we are facing. 15 minutes MTU as the closest project for the day-ahead market, and the upcoming ones also. But there are some non-obligatory projects also that we foresee. We also have guarantees of origins market that we are enhancing. We are just trying to onboard a new registry that we will come with some new information with that. But I believe that the most important topic in our company today is joining ODEX and the ODEX initiative with and forming a regional coupling with our Serbian and Slovenian colleagues. It is a project that is was initiated quite long ago. Well, our communication happened, I think, end of last year. We are getting close to the closing of the transaction. And then what we see is that we need to start working a lot on harmonizing our work, our processes, integrating ourselves with each other. But that's basically the task for the next year mostly. What we already have in mind and working quite eagerly on is the onboarding of the non-EU countries to the market coupling, and this is a very difficult topic. And just coming back to my first thought of the complexity, actually the market as a whole is getting more and more complex. And at the time when we joined the first coupling of ours, we had an easy job. Now the countries that are trying to join the coupling are facing a much more difficult job to do it, because simply much more stakeholders, much more complex solutions that we have. It's well, the thing is that well, from the technical perspective, it's already a big topic. You know, flow-based for TSO is quite a big task to achieve. But it's not only about that, but also they are facing the issue of not being an EU member. That is a legislative difficulty, I would say, and I know plenty of people are working to get through these barriers, and I hope that we will manage to do this quite soon. And I think I will give you.
Thank you, Georgi. Thank you, and good luck with the coupling. Actually, the Balkan 6 market coupling MOU was signed last year, November, at the same hotel. So, and we all acknowledge the importance of coupling all of those markets and covering, you know, the Balkan region, the Southeast European region, for the importance that this will bring to the energy community. Thank you all, and good luck with your projects. Let's pass on to the next round of questions, which are some topics that, of course, are correlated. So this is meant to be, let's say, an open discussion, an open debate between us. I would start, Tom, if it's okay for you, I would start with Konstantin this time. Sorry, this is how we prepared the panel. So, the Draghi report. Everybody is talking about it. Of course, the President of the European Commission requested herself from Mario Draghi to prepare it. The report is out, and we have to say that even if it seemed like the European bodies had, in a sense, changed the approach concerning the single legal entity intention, we have to acknowledge that on the Draghi report, it's still there. It doesn't say SLE, but it says that central activities have to be run by central bodies and central entities. So, Konstantin, your thoughts, your comments about the single legal entity?
And the Draghi report, only a few pages to read.
Yes.
I saw that Mr. Draghi... Ralph's coming.
Okay. Ralph, welcome. You can directly join the panel.
Shall we move back to the first question?
Later on, I will ask.
I saw that Mr. Draghi is using our market design as an example. As you said, for the centralized processes to be done by a centralized body. Probably we are not against the centralization, but we are against not to increase the costs for these operational activities that we are doing very good, I think, now, currently, and not to lose anything that we have already done. Actually, my personal opinion, and as I managed to know the opinion of the market participants and all of us, is that the current market design is the best design that is currently created by all of us. There is no better proposal, I think. This is actually my comment, but I would like also to highlight a couple of things that we can focus on. For example, all of us can work on and to improve the cooperation between NEMOs, and to increase the level of information sharing. Of course, all NEMO committee has started and doing this very well, but we have to improve this, I think. I will say a few words about the market integration. Of course, these energy community activities and the West Balkan region. You mentioned that a memorandum was signed last year here. Also, we have memorandums and cooperation agreement with our colleagues from Northern Macedonia, even one trilateral cooperation agreement between Serbia, Croatia, and Bulgaria for this. But actually, and obviously, we are not able to move forward on this. Even I think that it is better to invite Turkey on the table, because this is a huge system with very good physical connectivity with Bulgaria and Greece. For example, we have a couple of physical interconnectors with Turkey, able to deliver more than 2,000 megawatts power capacity. Unfortunately, and currently, only 100 megawatts are available for trading annually. What happens with the other 2,900 for a trading point of view? Nobody knows. Let's have these activities in mind in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Konstantin. If you allow me, I would go to Ralph. Ralph, welcome. You just missed the first round of questions, so I would ask you what the priorities are for EPEX for the months to come and for 2025. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Apologies. So the flight was late, obviously. So thanks, Alex, and I'm glad to being able to look in so many familiar faces. So what are our priorities for the next few months, the next year? I mean, it's still geared towards regulation quite heavily. So one of the top themes, of course, is 15-minute MTU. We have two different layers, the intraday layer, and of course as well the layer if it comes to SDAC. We're having a bit of a different view on the back of what our market participant thinking, what's more useful and what's less useful. Nevertheless, you know that the regulation is pushing hard for 15 minutes all over the place. This is a very big project. It's a very complex project, a very costly project, and especially if it comes to the SDAC part, we have very strong doubts that it's going to lead to any additional value. But I'm going to come to that one in a minute. So apart, of course, we are investing heavily still in the robustness of the system. So unfortunately, we had 3 months ago an outage. So we have, of course, extremely robust systems. And so if you think that you might have one outage, then you have a fallback solution. And then maybe you have a second outage, you still have a fallback solution. But then if three things are coming together, then it's a black swan. And so we were out, and this is a signal for us that we still need to invest even more into the robustness of the system. As well, we are seeing quite considerable growth in our markets. So, of course, the intraday market is growing on a 20 to 30% pace every year. But now, since quite a while, actually as well, the day-ahead market is growing quite significantly too. So we are talking good double-digit numbers. So the amount of clients and the interest is really growing, which means that we continue to invest, of course, in scalability and as well in digitalization. Because I mean, we are talking about many new clients, and we wanna really scale it up. Then One thing which is keeping us very busy as well throughout the next years actually will be two business development endeavors we were uptaking already a while ago. So the first one is we are facilitating flexibility markets. So it's all about, of course, the energy transition. It's fit for 55. So we made up our minds a while ago and thought that flexibility markets are a very good way to alleviate the pain of course, intermittent production. So there are a few countries which are now really ahead. For instance, the UK. We have a very big project with the main UK DSO, UKPN, but this is spilling out and it's scaling up. So there's quite a bit of interest within the whole of Europe. So this is one thing where we are really dedicating resources towards. And the other one is then capacity markets. Because there as well, I mean, with renewables, of course, uncertainty if it comes to production will be higher. And so we are pretty convinced that a thing which we are operating since a decade in France, namely the capacity market, will be promoted throughout Europe. And then last but not least, we are looking since a while actually towards the Baltics. So our big interest is of course integration of Europe. So we have a few bits and pieces missing in the southern eastern part of Europe. And with the help of ATEX, of course, we believe strongly that this is going to facilitate the integration, and we are on a very good path. But as well, if it comes to the Baltics, and then who knows, maybe after the war, we even reach out further towards the east. But first stop will be Baltics. So we are glad that finally, I mean, the very fragmented landscape in the Baltics is now changing. So they are approaching quite a bit and synchronizing towards Europe, and this is where we're going to put a footprint in next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you very much. I will explain you later, but please, can you say to the audience how many years Apex is old?
How many years?
How old is Apex?
How old? This is a very nice question, because actually this year Apex is celebrating its 15th anniversary. Okay. But then, of course, beforehand we had APX, which was taken over, and as well PowerNext. So actually 24 years ago it was the inception, and really this year is the big year of celebration. So we're quite proud.
Happy birthday then. So Tom, I'd say that Nord Pool is the oldest one.
Yes.
So let's get back to the second round after Konstantin's comments. Tom, let's talk about the NEMO's fragmentation and the importance of aligning our priorities. Coming again from the Draghi report, and of course, because as we all know, in the acronym of ACER, the C is for cooperation. So, you know, we have to, I guess, work on that.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. The Draghi report is actually a very interesting reading, and it's also addressing some of the things I've been saying for a while, that, you know, if it's seen, I mean, it talks about, it's a very macroeconomic outlook for the continent of Europe related to our future competitiveness and productivity. And I think if it is seen as Europe as a whole is falling behind North America and Asia, in particular China, we probably need, you know, more powerful measures. And of course, energy is one important input factor into for industries and for as a general cost base. And it's a fact today that our access to energy is limited compared to especially US. And our cost of energy compared to Asia or North America is higher. And if this is leading to industries moving out or shutting down, or households feeling that this is an excessive burden, we will see measures that could be challenging for the market mechanism as we know it, or for the market design we have made. And I think the Draghi report is addressing exactly that. And I think it is a very interesting report. I think it has a lot of excellent measures also in there, and it's a call for action and creating sense of urgency and a burning platform for Europe, for legislators in Europe. But it does have a direct impact on us, or potentially it will have a direct impact on us. I think that when it comes to energy, it has elements there that I think is very good related to the need for new production as we expect consumption to increase as we electrify more industries, and the grid, the requirements for the grid is obvious, and it talks about integration and harmonization, which I think is in line with most of the visions we have had so far, creating the market we have today. I also think there are elements into it which I think we had sort of put behind us, related to the merit order and the need for an efficient dispatch, producing the cheapest energy first, and using it also as an incentive for investments into renewable. Centralization is talked about, as Konstantin mentioned, which I have questions around. I think long-term markets also, I have questions to a few things, but overall, I think it is something which is important and which I think it's easy to support in terms of the objectives we're trying to achieve. That was not your main question, actually. So so let's get to the question. Okay, so we as NEMOs, we are part of an ecosystem of TSOs and other NEMOs and national regulators and ACER and industry associations and market participants. And we need to work closely together and have a trustful relationship to really succeed with the tasks we have in front of us. And I think we need to reach agreements. We need to have enough resources dedicated to the projects, and we need to execute according to expectations. Right? I think we all agree on that. Sometimes we may not, as a community, execute fast enough. And it's related to we are building a more and more complex energy system, which in itself is a challenge, and we are doing a lot in parallel. So how do the NEMOs do their part in this? What we are doing, we have done quite a few things recently. We have put together a CEO body on top of the NEMO committee to aid on the priorities, on the objectives and targets and strategies. We have also put in place some efficiency improvements. We have simplified the governance, for example, by moving away from anonymity, difficult word, to a QVM-based voting, which is should make us more efficient. And we have also merged, or are in the process of merging, NEMO agreements to simplify the contract setup and to reduce the number of working groups, to have more power into the groups that we have. And we are also discussing how we can devote more resources to the projects to have the right speed ahead. I don't see this as an end game. This is an ongoing effort that we are committed to look for ways to make our governance more effective and to increase our ability to deliver our part on time.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. I think that these comments can take us to Jörg, because I know that you would like to talk about the importance of, as Tom said, of course, working together, but between the regulators, the exchanges, and the members. Why is that? Why do you think?
Yeah, thank you. I think I will also again come back to the complexity topic that we are seeing now as an environment of our work. What I like as a principle is very much the Pareto principle, that it says that 80% of the benefits can be achieved by 20% of the work. And I think that 80% of the benefits was achieved in our case with fulfilling the day-ahead and intraday couplings. And then comes the difficult part of our work to achieve the rest of the possible benefits that are ahead of us. And I believe that the upcoming projects that we are facing, and even the previous one, IDA, 15 minutes MTMU, co-optimization, are in the era of these very difficult, sometimes R&D-like projects that are making our life very difficult. But it's not only us actually whose life is difficult, and it was interesting in the first panel to hear the comments of the users, from market participants, about what our achievements are, how it looks. I think it was well accepted that the day-ahead and intraday is very important. I think those markets, those projects that we already executed were, I think, quite well received by all the stakeholders. I mean, it's highly appreciated by everyone. It's as it was already told, it's the largest market coupling in the world, and it's providing benefits to all participants. That's actually a kind of a no-brainer. Now, what we already did is very complex projects, the IDAs. It was coming from the CACM that we have to do this because it helps the pricing of the scarce capacities. It's kind of impossible without that. But when I heard a comment from the market participants today that they did not ask for it, and actually when we are checking the results of the trading itself, it is still not clear if it will fulfill its goal. From technical perspective, it's working. It's working quite well. People can trade, but we'll see. We'll see how the final results will look like. Also, regarding the next project, the 15 minutes MTU on the day-ahead market, it's again kind of question if it's the right time for that, because well, market participants might not be ready for changing their processes, procedures, I don't know, their work towards this kind of working. So, where I'm going with this thinking is that actually, what is very important now, and it's much more important than I don't know 10 years ago, to always carefully plan and prioritize the projects that we are facing, because it's much more risky. I mean, it was also mentioned that on paper, on theory, these projects are looking very, very nice. I mean, in theory, these are very important projects, but the theory is not always in accordance with the real life. So these projects have to be planned very carefully, always discussed with all the participants of the market, and not only I don't know, TSOs, exchanges, but also, of course, the end users have to be much more involved in planning these, and also, of course, the regulators are a core part of it. So if we want to achieve some kind of go an optimum with regards to the energy trilemma, then we have to work together to achieve this, and this is very important to be in continuous conversation with all these members of the equation. And last but not least, probably the approach that was in the CACM guideline has to be changed a bit, because when I mentioned the IDAS and CACM guideline, actually it was a bit of an approach that has to be changed, because in the CACM guideline this is a clear obligation that we have to do this, and after this is included in legislation like that, then there should be no question we have to do it. But I strongly believe that in the future, when we are talking about future initiatives and we are setting forth this kind of future initiatives in the legislation, it has to be formed in a manner that there has to be an estimation on how the results will look like, and then based on that there has to be a common decision making if it should go or no go. So I think that's my takeaway. Thank you.
Thank you, Jörg. You're not the only one that said that the members, that the participants didn't ask for it. Also, Ralph stated that, and also in the previous panel from Jerome, who's representing the energy traders community. So are we saying that, I like the 80-20 that you used. Can we say that this 80% that we have achieved so far was a top-down, let's say, approach coming from the European bodies and the European authorities, and we are saying that perhaps it's the case that the remaining 20%, it should be designed, let's say, and thought with a bottom-up approach coming from what the participants need, coming from the exchanges. No, Ralph, please, tell us your comments.
I have a bit of a different view. I mean, what's top-down, what's bottom-up, who constructed the market? So out of a bottom-up approach, so us all listening carefully to what the clients and what including the end customers on the back of our direct clients, what they really need. We built the market. We built, I'd say, more than 80%. Yeah. Since a few years, we were to hold it back due to the new legislation and setup. And Georgie just made a good comment about IDAs. He said they are working. We had our exchange council yesterday, so with all the members, and we're gathering a few times, and yes, we discussed IDAs, and we don't think they are really working, not even on a technical level. So first of all, it was not only not the wish of the market participants to have those IDAs, but it was against the wish of the market participants. Clearly, our market participants said one single IDA will be doing good. If it comes to 3, this is a split of liquidity and an introduction of additional complexity. And now it was pushed through. It was pushed through with a hard deadline. And if we look back, I mean, it's operating since a few weeks now. How many outages did we have? This is unacceptable. I mean, in IDAs, never mind, you have the fallback of intraday. Yeah? If we're talking about 15 minutes MTU and SDAC, and the same thing happens, then we are in trouble. And so, I mean, we begin to develop a little bit of a resistance, because we actually think it's dangerous for the market. Putting complexity on the market. I mean, again, 15 minutes SDAC, this is going to put extreme complexity on the algorithm. This is a burden. Already now, without the 15 minutes, we discuss what we can skip in order to still make it workable. This is physics. It's not that we are missing investments. It's just that, I mean, computers are reaching physical limits. That's how it is. And now all of a sudden on top of it, we're pushing through against all the ones who are having knowledge, some like ideas. Same thing with co-optimization. If it would only be us who would be against co-optimization, okay, we can have a debate. But in this case, everybody who is having a vague idea about our market, all the specialists, be it the TSOs, be it us, be it the members, unanimously, we think that this is not the right way forward. On a theoretical basis, of course, I mean, you can debate, but even on a theoretical basis, if you think what we are doing, we have on the one hand side the balancing market, and on the other hand side, we have our price signal since many years. What we want to achieve, mixing both, so we are ending up with what? Mixing the monopoly world with the competitive world, so we are quite concerned. And this is some we call top-down, imposed by legislation, by regulation, and we think this is not the right way forward.
Exactly. Totally agree. Thank you, Ralph. You also covered, I guess, if you agree, the second round of, because you wanted to talk about optimization, unless if you have any other comments. Thank you very much then. I would say that it's time for the Q&As from the audience, if there are any. I guess not. We covered everything. Congratulations. No doubt, no? Yeah. Michael, please.
Thank you. I'm curious to understand from some of the panelists. So, a lot of the new things that are pushed from Acer, we are against. I think the threat is always that being the I mean, I understand the risks, but so what is it that we should do differently to improve the market, rather than what shouldn't we do?
Actually, Michael's question is correct, because I mean, we are the NEMOs, right? I mean, we represent them. I could think that we could proactively be the ones that propose something to the European bodies. We propose new products. We propose a new market design. We don't expect Acer or NSOE or any other European regulator to come with their ideas, not because I don't mean that they're wrong or anything, but because, as we said earlier, the idea is that the top-down approach has reached, perhaps, I don't know, its limits, meaning that after the market coupling came across and is working, perhaps it's time now for the markets to see and to know what is better for the participants, and for the participants themselves to know which products are the best ones and what they would like to see on their screens. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Couldn't agree more with what you just said. I would turn around the question, why you're asking? Because, I mean, throughout the crisis, one more time, the energy crisis, and as well before COVID, we proved how resilient the market is, how capable we are in the depth of a crisis to deliver a robust market with decisive price signals. So then, in addition, what's needed, from my point of view, we are constrained by regulation. I call it socialization. We want to innovate. So I just said flexibility markets and capacity markets, those are innovations. If we risk that we socialize it, then first of all, this is a completely different kind of business case. And then all of a sudden, we will be getting really, really slow. For instance, I mean, we now finally introduced exclusive blocks, exclusive link blocks. We are ready since a year. We needed to wait for the last one to make it happen in our setup. So for me, I mean, being a bit more innovative, giving us the possibility to be a bit more innovative would be doing quite the trick.
The reason for asking is because the market is changing very fast, so we have to also adapt to that. So only thing that we did great things in the past is obviously not a very good strategy.
I just wanted to add something that I'm truly not against any new things that are coming up from anywhere in the whole electricity business. I mean, this is, I think, well, all of us are in good intentions to make the market work better. And this is a good thing. We have to put together all the ideas, well, check them very thoroughly, see what should come first, what has the most of the benefits, what reflects the best the requirements of all the market participants, and then execute it. And when I'm talking about the careful planning, it's not only about what we should achieve or what we should do, but also regarding the timing. I mean, Ralph mentioned it previously that actually stressed timing of complex projects are really, well, kind of scary for us, because it's stressing the reliability of the markets, and this is never good.
And we have one more question from the audience.
Yes, so Donia from Electric. Just wanted to react, on what you said, to comment on what you said earlier, saying that market participants are not ready. I don't think this is what I wanted to highlight. Of course, they're not ready, but what I wanted to highlight is that we are waiting. We are ready, and we're waiting to have more information, detailed information about the technical specs, and also calling for an enhanced coordination among NEMOs, because we have noticed discrepancies across regions. So I have a simple question: what can be done to enhance this coordination among them?
I can at least start. So this is going back to what I basically mentioned last time. I think recognizing that there is a big need for being able to align fast and to agree on things and to move forward with execution and execute according to expectations. I think that's key, because I think that is a root cause behind any frustrations about the NEMOs are related to complex governance, time it takes to agree on things, ability to execute in time. So we as a NEMO community need to address that, address the root cause, and that's. We have started, one initiative is that we established a CEO body, which has met quite regularly now, to make sure that we can agree on priorities and strategies for going forward. We also see that there is and that's linked to also that we have had an inefficient governance in the past. I think we have addressed that now, at least to a certain extent, in terms of how our voting rules are looking like, and we are also, by simplifying the contracts, we are also able to consolidate working groups and have more pooling of resources, and we need to be prepared to put more resources where it needs to be. So I think we have done a few of those things, which is addressing what you're saying. But as I also stated, it doesn't stop here. We need to keep looking for ways to improve further on our side.
Do we have any more questions from the audience? Okay, if this is the case, if you don't have any further questions, then thank you, Alexandros, and thank you to all the panelists.
Thank you all very much.